Hey friends, and welcome to episode 16. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, of food, of course. I love food. Love, love, love food. This episode is about midlife superfoods. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but I am a holistic nutritionist and I am obsessed with healing your body with foods because the way the body works is if you can get it into homeostasis, then it can heal itself. And there's two reasons why your body isn't in homeostasis. Toxicity, too much of something, or deficiency, not enough of something. And so you get to play detective and find out which one is it and what is it. And then you get it back into homeostasis and then it works its magic. The body is amazing. And so as, a midlife mama, I want to give you some hot tips on some foods that can help you ease some of these midlife symptoms. So grab a pen and paper and take some notes. And I'm going to try to keep it I like to totally geek out and know all the science behind it. But I am not a scientist. But the beautiful part is I don't have to be because so many scientists have figured this out already and they tell us everything. So I want to share with you the information that will help serve you in the easiest way possible. So let's talk about food. Let's talk about midlife superfoods and supplements and all the, not necessarily supplements, but the superfoods that are going to help ease your midlife symptoms and make it easier and try to connect in with your body and find out what's going on. So let's start with the mother of all superfoods when it comes to midlife women. And this one is maca. Maca. Here it is. It's a fabulous root. You can see it right here. Doop, doop, doop. And I will link this one here because it's from Ecoideas and it's local in Port Coquitlam where I live. And so I love them because they're literally in my city, but I'll put their links in the show notes. Now let's talk about maca. Maca is the number one food that can help regulate your hormones. And so the reason I love using food is because there's no downside. The worst would be you have a reaction to the food, but it's not going to kill you. It's a food and it's designed to nourish your body. And so it's one of the safest ways that you can help to heal your body is by getting rid of certain foods or adding in certain foods. So let me tell you a little bit about maca. It's grown in Peru, 14,000 feet in the Andes Mountains. It is grown under intense sun and super strong winds and below freezing temperatures where no other crop can survive. So it is like a survivor. It's super high in protein. It's got its amino acid, fatty acids, minerals, and vitamins. A lot of people use it for athletic performance enhancer. It improves sexual health, so it helps with your libido. And it contains 13C, which is a potent cancer-fighting phytochemical. It helps to boost fertility as well. So this is a wonderful food for the women looking to get pregnant. But also it is a top antidepressant. It's a feel-good food. And so if you can have foods that help ease depression or help you feel better, that are healing at the same time, like not the foods that make us sick, not the foods that are addictive and have tons of fats and sugars in them. But this one here is a feel-good food. So if you can make it part of your daily routine, if you're a midlife mama, I would highly recommend it. This would be at the top of the list. And then number 2, do you know what these are? They're awesome. They're goji berries. Oh, sorry for the podcast people. I'm shooting it on video too, and I'm showing you. That's so funny. So goji berries is number 2. Goji berries has 11 amino acids and 21 minerals. Glyconutrients for cell communication. It has more beta-carotene than any other food on earth. So 1 pound of these beautiful little goji berries has the same amount of beta-carotene as 50 pounds of carrots. What? Look, they're, I'll show you again for video people, but they're teeny tiny little powerhouses. They are amazing. They're packed full of nutrients. They help to also stimulate the secretion of human growth hormone by the pituitary gland. So the HGH helps maintain tissue and organs. In Chinese medicine, goji berries are said to increase sexual fluids, fertility, longevity, and boost the immune system. So anyone with vision or respiratory disease would benefit to eat goji berries because the beta carotene is a huge factor in reversing lung and eye disease. So you can just eat them raw. Like I give them to my kids and they just will pop them in their mouths like a little snack and they eat them every day. Or you could put like a handful into your blender with some water and blend it up. And you make goji juice. It's called goji milk. But you can see, if you're watching this on video, you can see like the richness of the color. Like it's a deep, deep orangey color, and so it's amazing because we know that when something is darker in color and more intense in color, it has more phytonutrients. And this here, sometimes they're hard to find when you're looking in a regular supermarket. Any Asian supermarket would have them, and these ones here, the package here was $5 where I live, so it's a great deal. Like they're totally affordable. Add them to your diet. Okay, moving on. Sepia is for hot flashes. If you have hot flashes, like that's your jam, that's what's really getting you, keeping you up at night, and you wake up and you're soaked and your hair is drenched, then maybe you want to try some sepia. So sepia is like the ink from squid, but it's an antispasmodic, and it is an energy enhancer that's effective for women who sweat a lot, because of the hot flashes, or you feel weak because of the hot flashes. Not only does it address some of these symptoms, but it also addresses emotional, because we know when our hormones are off, our emotions are through the roof. So it helps with that as well. And sometimes it can help with hair loss and depression, irritability, and reduce libido. So sepia, SEPIA, that's a major one for hot flashes. If that's what's really throwing you off your game, that's where I would start with that one. But the maca is across the board like a hormone regulator. So that's like just kind of an everyday thing that you just want to be taking. Same as the goji berries. Like the goji berries are like the God's nutritional gummy berries. Like they're so good. They're like the foods of the gods. That's what they're called. They're so amazing. And goji berry is at the top of the list as a superfood, even if you're not in midlife. So add that to your list for sure. And then there's black sesame, raw organic black sesame seeds, super high in calcium, magnesium, copper. Copper is an anti-inflammatory, so if you have arthritis or anything like that, helps with asthma, respiratory diseases. Chinese medicine uses them as kidney tonics. So when you're working with Chinese medicine, they work with the organs and the energies. It's said to help keep gray hair away, helps treat constipation and promote regular bowel movements. They have phytosterols, so it's a chemical structure very similar to cholesterol and other human hormones. So when they're present in the diet, they can reduce your blood levels of cholesterol. It enhances the immune response and decreases the risk of certain cancers. And out of every nut and seed on earth, sesames have the most phytosterols of all. So they're teeny tiny little things, but they're packed full of a whopping 400 milligrams per 100 grams, nearly double the amount of any other food. Small but mighty. And tahini is made from sesames. It's considered like a nut butter, but it has 50% less mineral content because you got to take the hulls of the seeds off. So you want to eat the whole seed, and they're super cheap. And they're so easy just to throw onto your oatmeal in the morning, or just eat them straight or put them in a smoothie. So black sesame seeds are fantastic. Another one on the list is ginseng. It's a longevity herb. So the thing about it is where it's grown and how it's cultivated really makes a difference. So where you buy it from and how they grow it is part of what you want to look into. So it works on the lungs, the stomach. It's adaptogenic, which improves like the body's response to stress. It helps with the adrenal glands, immune system, libido, blood circulation, stimulating the endocrine system. It influences the pituitary gland, and it's used by athletes to increase endurance and strength. But it's definitely, you want to have the least amount of processed. Wild roots are the best. And the more processed it is, the less potent it becomes. Like the growers of ginseng have a deep history in how they produce it. And some ginseng can go back like hundreds of years. But in today's society, how people want to make money off of ginseng, then they just, it's more of a production. So it's less of the energetic component and the spiritual component and the ceremonial component. So I would really, if you're going to take ginseng, I would really find a product that you feel has honored ginseng and how it's meant to be cultivated and what it's meant to be used for. Okay, moving on. Isn't this exciting, you guys? Make a list and try them, like depending on what you're looking to do. Try one at a time and then just see if it makes a difference. And then if it does, keep doing it. And if it doesn't, move on to the next one. Okay, royal jelly. Anything to do with our friend the bees is always top notch. It's a superfood for longevity. Royal jelly. So the queen bee lives for 6 years. And the worker bees live for 6 weeks. So the queen bee was a normal bee, minding her own business, and then this bee is chosen and it begins to eat the royal jelly. And then this normal average bee grows 40% larger than the other bees and lays over 3 million eggs. So it's good to be queen bee, right? Like you can see just by eating the royal jelly, that's the only difference, that it grows up to be longer living, more powerful, healthy bee that can have all these eggs and do all of these things. Royal jelly is high in all the B complex vitamins, especially the B5, but the B complex are for energy. That's what all our B complex does. It helps feed the mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. That's right. Has the most bioavailable vitamins on Earth. So that means that when you take it, your body can use it really quickly and easily with not a lot of processing. And it has hundreds of life-giving compounds that we don't even know about. Like there hasn't been enough studies even done to realize how profound royal jelly and any kind of bee product is. It has 18 essential amino acids, omega-3s, lecithin, and collagen. Ladies, we know all about collagen as we get older, right? Okay, so royal jelly is fantastic. It gives you a lot of energy because it's super high in the B complex, but it's highly unstable and it can spoil easily. So freeze dried is the best way to get it so that it stays potent. Okay, another thing I want to talk about. So those are my top supplements for menopause, just for balancing your hormones, for the hot flashes, for trying to keep you like cool, calm, and collected and your hormones in balance. But I want to talk a little bit about Qigong. Now, Qigong it's an exercise, it's a movement of the body, and it's a movement of energy, and it's all related to your meridians and your chakras and your yin and your yang and your qi, your energy, your life force. And so if you are new to Qigong and you're struggling with something, I would recommend you go onto YouTube and look it up. Here's what I'm struggling with, and look for a Qigong video to help move the energy, and then practice that and see if it helps you. Because I did it for hot flashes and it worked like a charm. So find a video that works for you, an instructor that you like, and just watch that one little video and then do it every single day and see if it works. And if it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't, that's okay. You're not losing anything by giving it a try. I want to talk a little bit too about osteoporosis, because a lot of women ask about this as we get into midlife. So osteoporosis, we've been trained to think that it's because we're not getting enough calcium and then our bones get brittle. But actually, a lot of times, most of the times, it's because we have too much calcium and not enough silica and magnesium. So it's those are the components that our body uses to make calcium. Those are the ones that we want to get into our body, not the actual calcium and calcium form, right? We want the parts that make the calcium once it's in our body. The highest, and silica is one of those. And the highest natural source of silica is horsetail, and you can drink the horsetail tea. That's the best way to get it, along with it's in the soil. So when we have acidic diets, then our body, in order to alkalize our blood pH, it pulls calcium from the bones and the teeth to balance the pH. So a lot of the times it's not, hey, you need more calcium. You want to keep the calcium you have by having an alkalized diet. So acidic diet is all the processed foods, all the sugars, all the fats, everything processed is acidic to your body. The alkalizing foods are the green, nourishing foods. Those are the ones that bring it back into balance. So, of course, more dark, leafy green veggies for sure. Also, osteoporosis is caused by a lack of vitamin K. And one of the top foods to get vitamin K into your body is natto. It is fermented soy, and this is a Japanese food. Natto has vitamin K2. It helps to rebuild bones, protect against heart disease and cancer, and even solve many digestive issues. Studies have shown that vitamin K is more effective in building bones than calcium. One single serving, get this, one single serving of natto, 40 grams, has 340 micrograms of vitamin K2, which is 500% of the regular daily allowed or recommended daily allotment in one single serving. So if you need your vitamin K2, natto is the way to go. And studies have shown that women who ate more than 4 packets of natto per week reduced bone mass loss at the top of the thigh bone by over 80%. Ladies, 80%. That is the kind of improvement that I want to take. So go to your local Asian store. A lot of the foods that I eat come from there. Those are like a lot of the superfoods, because they just really know what they're doing when it comes to nutrition. And I'm talking about basic nutrition, like how you want to be eating every day so that you can have that longevity of being healthy. Like the average North American, we're healthy. And then we start to get older, and then we start to get, our health declines, and we start to get sick. And then we have this slow petering off of unhealthy lifestyle. And what we want to do with eating whole clean foods and superfoods and supplements, like the nourishing our body to heal it, is we want to square the curve, which means you're going along and you're living really healthy life for a long time, and then that's it. You die. It's just over. But you live a long time in a really healthy way, as opposed to a slow decline over a long period of time. So you're struggling for a long period of time. That's why the blue zones are so important, because the blue zones have the highest number of centurions, like people over 100, that are the healthiest. And there's 7 of them in the world, the blue zones. And it's all because of diet and lifestyle, mostly lifestyle, but diet and lifestyle helps to square the curve. And that's what I want for you. So, and also with osteoporosis, you want to have movement. So you want those bones to be having that impact on each other so that they grow. They keep growing and growing and growing. But remember, my friends, in midlife, you don't have to kill yourself at the gym and do all the hard, crazy workouts. You just got to move your body. Going for a walk, going for a swim, playing tennis, bike riding, all those things, they count. Some kind of movement. Move it or lose it, right? Okay. I just want to do a quick recap on some of the top superfoods for midlife that are really, really going to be helpful. And like I said, you just pick one. What are you struggling with? And then try this one food, and then try it for a month, and then reassess it. Okay, how do I feel? What changes did I notice? Did it help? Didn't it help? And then you decide, yes, I'm going to keep doing it because it was awesome, or no, I'm not because it didn't work for me. Okay. And then you're going to go on to the next one. So just one at a time, please, because otherwise you don't know which one is making the difference. So we've got maca, which is the number one food that helps to regulate your hormones. Goji berries, which is a number one food across the board anyway, no matter who you are or what you're working on, the food of the gods. Sepia for hot flashes. Black sesame for hormones, ginseng for hormones, royal jelly for hormones, for all the midlife symptoms. And then qigong, because you want to move the energy. And then we talked about osteoporosis with your getting your K2 up to help rebuild those bones, which is natto. And pick one and work with it, and then just do an assessment. That's the key here, is like what worked, what didn't work. And then what am I going to do moving forward? Okay, there's another one here that is also really helpful, and you're going to love it. It's called raw chocolate or cacao. This is also a food. This is a food of the gods for sure. It is one of, if not the highest food in antioxidants. But the thing is, because it has the highest in polyphenols, so it protects against heart disease, but it's not the processed chocolate that we eat in North America or in the grocery store. It is unprocessed. So raw organic cacao beans or nibs, those are the number one. Now they're bitter. They're not going to be super sweet because they haven't been as processed as the chocolate. So you can try that, or 80% dark chocolate or higher. So any kind of antioxidant is wonderful. So you can try to add raw chocolate, dark chocolate, raw organic cacao nibs into your diet as well. They're wonderful. So remember, my friends, food either makes you sick or it heals you. Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." And this is so critical. Everything that's going on in our body is a toxicity or deficiency, too much or not enough, and we just want to figure out what it is. And we want to use food because there's very few contraindications. It's rare that you're going to die from eating a food, like unless you have some sort of, anaphylactic reaction to nuts or something like that. But one of the highest death rates, causes of death in the United States is medications from people taking something to try to fix something, and then it makes them sick in another way. So it's time to be proactive and preventative. Take our health into our own hands. Like, we're responsible for our health. I'm so passionate about this, and the beautiful thing is, like, we can eat our way to health. So if you want help with this, let me know. Along with being a life coach for women, like I said before, I'm a holistic nutritionist and an energy healer, and I believe that every bite matters. So I'll drop the link in the show notes to book a free consult with me. So check it out. Come and talk to me. Let's see what's going on for you and how I can best help you. Thanks for listening, my friends. Always love yourself first and have an amazing day.